I have the idea of using different hats. And that's not my idea. I was stealing it, 7 hats and whatever kind of hats. So we are using the metaphor of hats for changing perspectives. But I have an issue with that because I have a solution-focused hairstyle. So I was thinking, boosting SF interactions, the effectiveness of SF and solution-focused, and getting in the mood of solution-focused mindset, we can try to take an additional hat of humor. And this is the topic for today, and obviously it was very kind of exciting where you came to this session, laugh your way to solutions. So we are really curious how humor is helping us to get more solution focused. But actually I realized that we are on the wrong place, because we went to the hall, the big room there, and we were laughing all the time. And then we came to sessions upstairs, we were laughing all the time. So maybe it's just a reinforcement that we have our strength of using humor in our interactions. And we were very interested in how to connect the serious humor with the ease and lightness of solution focus practice.
Thank you very much. And I'm the other one. I'm Bea. And since I was already introduced beautifully, I saved my time and I just tell you about my project. In the last 2 years, my project is to help people laugh more and complain less.
In Hungary, it's much needed.
I don't believe it's only Hungary. Definitely. And I agree, and I'm working on this project. And I believe this is very much in line with what we want to achieve with solution focus, because both are about looking at things differently, isn't it? So about the expectations, because you might have come with some expectations, I guess. And I have good news and the bad news. The bad news is this is not a stand-up comedy. So we are not here to entertain you. We are expecting you to bring in the laugh. We will add some, of course.
You entertain them.
This is one thing. Because I believe that if you go to a comedy, it's great, you have a good laugh, and then it's over. But if you develop humor habits, and you help your clients to do that, it's sustainable, and we want people to laugh long term. Isn't it better? So that's the good news. Also, what comes to your mind when we talk about humor? Anyone? Humor. What humor means to you? Petra, we can find someone.
Good mood.
Good mood. Very good, because many people keep saying that, oh, laughing at jokes. And this is part of it, but it's a small part. This is a model, what I brought is from Steven Saltanov, who is researching humor for more than 20 years. And he says that actually humor has 3 elements. If the German or the French version is not good, please complain Google Translator and come to me with the right words. But first is laughter, of course. Laughing out loud, and we will practice it a bit. The next one is wit. That was witty, when someone told something and it was smart and still interesting, so that I believe this image is quite wit, isn't it? I love it, at least. And the last one is mirth. Being joyful, being cheerful. And I believe I'm not funny, but I believe I am cheerful. Are they all humor? They are different kinds of humor. And one of the big realizations of the people who participated in our workshop, that they can be funny because they don't have to tell jokes. So that's why we felt it's important to understand that there's so much more in humor. Okay, and let's move on. Kornél, your turn.
So if you have mobile phones, you can jump to this site, menti.com, or you can put in your code, menti.com, And we will be collecting the points you think, what attitude supports SF, solution-focused, practice, and humor. So solution-focused, which supports humor. So listening, openness, curiosity, laughter, acceptance, lightness. You are collecting so many ideas. So, and what supports SF mindset? That's the second question. Amazing. So let's see what we have come up with. Obviously, these are the well-known solution-focused attitudes. I think this is something that you have already practiced, and you collected, again, a lot of, and more than what we have expected, ideas about what attitude is supporting solution focus and humor. And there is a lot of similarity, and it was a revelation for us when we were talking about how to bring these two things together. So let's continue. Yeah.
Yeah, we think that you need the right mindset to be able to laugh. Have you noticed that in a company where there is no trust, people don't feel safe, they don't dare to laugh? I believe that this is one of the principles. And once you start laughing, trust and relationships are built. And there are so many, why we think it's important, because there are so many benefits. And it's happy, it's very helpful. I don't know if you have known, but if you laugh 10 or 15 minutes a day, then you can be happier because there are hormones that are created in your body that reduce stress and make you healthier. So we will laugh a bit, but just share with me. The next one is brain power. In humor, you need to use both of your hemispheres. So my mother is 83, and I keep sending her links, video links, asking her to watch at least half an hour video and laugh every day, because she's fresh mentally, and I want her to stay like this. So in the US, actually, they are experimenting with Alzheimer and other illnesses. So definitely, laugh more and more. Creativity, the mindset, the playfulness, the openness is great. And clearly, there were many studies showing that when they used humor before they did some creative work, creativity soared. Another one is communication. If you think about your schools or your university, which one do you remember? The people who were giving a lecture that was boring, or the one who used humor? It helps. I did lots of interviews. It helps to keep the attention of the people during the sessions, and it helps retention as well. So in learning, that's an amazing tool, and coping with change, clearly, because looking at things with different attitude and being able to laugh is great. And now I would invite you. I did make, of course, the certified laughter yoga leader as well, because you have to be able to laugh when you do humor, don't you? And I invite you. But I found that we can laugh without any specific reasons, and if we start to laugh, create eye contact, it's easy and it's contagious. So please laugh with me with a little. The secret is, and that helped me a lot, that I laugh, and when I'm out of breath, I take a deep breath and I can continue, because otherwise otherwise it's difficult, isn't it? Okay, so look at each other. Yeah, are you ready?
Wait, and I'm the serious solution focused guy trying to tone down my smile. So the exercise has a difficulty in it. You dare to laugh, not to laugh. So please don't laugh. Whatever happens, try not to laugh, okay? Yeah. That's forbidden. And I will be looking at everybody and counting.
Checking it. How did it feel? It's liberating, isn't it? Thank you very much for playing with us. Because I have some small secrets. I always was envious of people who had sense of humor. And everyone liked them, and everyone wanted to be with them, and I was not one of them, and I felt I did not have a humor bone. But I figured out, so these are actually, this is my favorite cocktail. I told that our body is creating that's a dose. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin. Those are the happiness hormones. And when you laugh 10 to 15 minutes every day, you have this. Actually, you can have that during sex as well, but this is not always allowed in the workplace. So. But laughing is okay. Isn't it? Okay. And how I started to use it? Oh, did you know that people laugh more, based on the studies, 30% more if they are in company than alone? So even if you watch videos together, humor is a team sport. And many people say that, yeah, but people can get hurt. And the secret is here, laugh with them, not at them. And there are lots of things about positive and negative humor, and it's always individual. Some people can take more, some less. So please be observant and pay attention. But dare to start it, because I believe that you can get used to it quickly.
This concept of using humor has came to me through a very controversial topic, because working in solution-focused way naturally comes to laugh or easy feelings and working on good topics which make people smile. Even our introduction, in some cases, I start, what was the little thing, even the smallest, that made smile on your face? And it immediately changes the energy level in the meeting, in the session. However, in the last couple of years, I went through a situation when I had to work with my team, and every week there was not things getting better, but things getting worse, and they were complaining. And I tried to make them somehow resilient against the changes that were coming. And actually, the idea of tragedy and things that are not well, when they combine with time, return to comedy. So we were actually starting to laugh at things, how really bad they are going and how funny that it is. So actually, bad things and tragedies with time, one day we will laugh at this, right? And we can choose, why not today? So that's the connection where I was really aware or get the focus on how to make things, even in the solution-focused work, bearable, and even turn the tone, and combining the humor with the solution-focused practice brings more quality. Many times the students which I'm working with, coming from, they are teachers, and in Hungary it's very difficult to the life for teachers. And this is something that I had to learn, that teach them that they can use the humor and the way of looking at things differently to get ahead. And it's also in the solution-focused toolset, using humor as such. And that's my message here, to bring this humor thinking and extend the toolset that we are using in the solution-focused practice.
Thank you. And we definitely wanted to give you something very practical that I hope you can also use. I have used it many times already. And this is about a friend of me. Has ever happened to you that in the morning when you get into a traffic jam and you are in a hurry, you kind of become a bit nervous or stressed? Has it ever happened? This is what they call road rage. And one of my friends in America, Todd Hart, had this problem, but he was also a member of the Humor Academy, and he decided to make his project about that. Why? He was a leader. He drove to the office, he was angry, he was nervous, he arrived. How do you think the team felt? Emotions are contagious, aren't they? So the team took over, and working with a nervous team, a stressed out team is much worse. Thought so, this is not helping him at all. So he designed this sticker. This is actually a small red sticker, red light laughter. And he did put on his dashboard this sticker. And next day, he was driving to the work. Light went red. He looked at the sticker. And he started laughing. And from the other cars, they were like, what is he laughing at? And I started laughing at him. He arrived to the office. What do you think the mood was? It made a huge difference, of course, because the team was more joyful and, of course, more efficient as well. So I believe that those little things are very useful, and I love using the creativity of my clients and come up with, first of all, let me ask you, what is your red light? What are the things that are annoying you? Collect them and think about how could you flip it over. What would you use instead of the red light? I had one client who had the problem that he always said yes right away. And he designed a small smiley with a timeout sign and wrote, oops. So it's on his calendar in the office. When his bosses come asking something, or the colleagues, he just looks at it. Can I get back to you tomorrow? Because he looks at the oops and the timeout. It is helping. So there are so many little things where just laughing at it, looking at it differently can help. And we hope that you also have some ideas. Kornél.
So, and this is the time when you are going to collect your ideas. How do you use humor in your solution-focused practice or being coaching? So please form teams of 4s and start sharing your moments when you remember that somehow it was funny and how is it working, and discuss it together. So what idea was the most interesting, or what has worked well in this team?
Storytelling.
Storytelling? So humor as storytelling as one? Yeah?
And making fun of ourselves. Also.
Fun of yourselves? Find comedy in tragedy?
Yeah, that when really also some, even if things are really going well, really going bad, but it kind of inviting to this moment, as you said, when time passes by, then sometimes we can laugh about that.
Exactly.
So just to say, this is, I mean, this will be one of the moments when we're sitting at the fireplace in 10 years, we're going to have a nice story, isn't it? And then we can smile about it. And that was making fun of ourselves sometimes. And it's okay to laugh about hard times with the client. Yeah, that was the same. That was similar.
Yes.
What was that? Seeking humor in
the moment, not prepared.
Yes, humor in the moment, not
yeah.
prepared.
It's amazing. Thank you very much. So, next team.
Co-drawing your partner without looking only at the poster. Only looking in someone's face. There's only two positive aspects. You really look in somebody's face, and it distresses everybody because nobody can draw.
Well, that's not true, because guys.
Oh, yeah. Some can. Yeah. You see the laughing and.
You have to have a face like this.
So that was the one thing. I think storytelling with a twist. For example, story cubes. I'm not sure if you are familiar with that. Or building a long sentence, one word each. That sounds sometimes also really funny.
Amazing.
Couldn't try this at the end of this session. Body sculpting. a body sculpting devil's advocate goes all in the direction exaggerating a certain thing. For example, does it feel really like this, or even worse, or something like that? And devil's advocate speaks for itself. And I would say this is all about kind of extreme perspectives, and they can be also funny if you're building that in. And I think we had others too from the group.
Yeah, I put it there also that instead of kind of reflecting back that I see the situation now, what is happening here, flipping it playfully and stepping, for example, into the shoe of the person. And yeah, I had this story like a CEO wanted something and I could say, oh yeah, and I can be the CEO of your company from tomorrow. So kind of instead of saying what you're asking for is really your role. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Amazing.
Great job.
And
this team can come for the giveaway.
And double meanings can be fun. That's some very light instrument of bringing humor into a situation. And we said laughing is always a relief when it's when there's a lot of tension in the body or in the group. Laughing can be such a relief. Humor can be also a weapon, a very powerful weapon. Also in political, very tense situations, or during war, to express something in a way most of people wouldn't dare to express, but it helps everyone. And changing the perspectives always brings us already a smile in the face. Yeah, and just a remark, also a small remark, can bring humor, and so on.
And so on.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
So Jenny says she likes the one day you'll laugh at this. Yeah. So that's a very useful thing to do. And then we talk about laughter clubs all over the world.
Wow.
Because laughter is actually a serious skill that you can learn. You can be a certified laughter coach. Yeah. And there are 3 ways to laugh. So maybe I can take you through it. Yeah. So the first laughter is called he 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 he. Right. So can this group do the he he he? Okay. The middle group here, you go ho 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 ho. Right. And this group says ha 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 ha. Okay, so now we go, right? Now we go all together.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for sharing all of this. Is there anyone who has a funny story? Because I have a special giveaway for that person. Please do. And one sec, I just bring this.
I was working with a little girl who didn't have a filter. She said everything that came to her head, and I was the principal of the school, and I was trying to get her to do a little bit of work, and she was avoiding the work. And anyway, and at one point she just looked at me and she went, "Fine, I'll do it. Get me a pencil, would you, fuzzy head?"
Thank you very much. There were many great ideas, and I hope, I'm very happy that you made us laugh, because that was the expectation. We told that we are not gonna entertain you, but I will tell you what helped me to really start working with humor. I was at the Humor Academy, and I realized that humor is like my Trabant. You know what Trabant is? It's this old East German car, and my first car was Trabant in 1982. But at that time there were already many, it was after the system changed, so many Western cars on the roads, and I saw that I will go out and I will be the only one coming out with Trabant, and people will laugh at me. Not with me, at me. I went out, and Trabants were coming from every directions. Do you think they were coming to welcome me? Of course not. They were there before, but I did not notice. And Trabant is like humor. It's always there, But whether you notice this one or something else is the big question. And if you think about it, solution focus is also like my Trabant. Did you know that? Because you can choose whether you notice a problem. Where do you put your focus, and you can shift your focus. So I encourage you to shift your focus not only to the solution focus that you do already wonderfully, but also shift your focus to notice more humor. Because we all have humor muscles, and the more you practice them, the more you train them, the more humor you will find in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Happy solutions, right?